Hello guys, Brad here again with another fragrance review. Today I will be looking at Avon Unplugged. And I got two samples of this one. So I had 1 ml of juice, which gave me a solid wearing. And I wore this at work yesterday. And this is a fragrance that was released with cooperation of Bon Jovi. He came out with a men's and a women's version of this fragrance. And my review will be on the men's version. So this one came out in 2012, classified as a woody floral musk. The notes are in the top bourbon pepper, middle notes of black dahlia, and in the base we have exotic woods and musk. So right off the bat, you can see from the note pyramid, this one's very different than your typical designer fragrances. Usually designer fragrances don't have the boozy accords. They don't normally have the exotic florals, at least in the men's fragrances, but this one does. So right away it caught my attention right there. And actually it does pretty much smell like you would expect based on the notes. You start off in the opening. You do get a sweet, boozy pepper accord. And in the background you do get those florals as well. So I would say the florals are never overpowering here. I would say the boozy pepper accord does keep those florals from being too much. You're never going to smell like that really strong, maybe some of the niche house strong florals that give you that little House of Horrors effect. But this one, yeah, this would be very appropriate for the office because of the light projection. Although I would probably argue that maybe the projection could have been a little bit better. I even applied this one at work, and it seemed to me that you couldn't really smell it at all unless you were the one wearing it. I didn't get any feedback, so maybe people could smell it, but certainly didn't get any feedback. And I, just by putting my arm next to my face, it was hard for me to pick up on this one. So the projection longevity aspect of the fragrance is where it's going to hurt, but the uniqueness is probably the strong point here. It kind of reminds me of something that Odin may have done. If you're familiar with Odin, you know that they have some fragrances that kind of have an exotic kind of a quality to them. So this one might be like a good, cheap, bang for buck designer in like the Odin vein of the fragrances, especially some of the more exotic ones that they released towards the end of the spectrum, like around the 08, 09 era. So yeah, let me get into some scores here. The smell, I will give it 8 out of 10. Mostly because I thought, it was a very refreshing thing to find these types of notes in the designer, and it is done pretty well. I was a little bit iffy about, an exotic floral, but I think the boozy pepper does blend very well with it, keeps it masculine and nice for a guy to wear, and projection, kept it from being too much as well. Now, projection longevity, like I said, it could have been better though. Even though it was light, it could have been a little bit stronger and still been perfect, I think. So 4 out of 10 there, maybe about 30 minutes to an hour best on this one, I think. Versatility, 6 out of 10. And it's what's kind of confusing because, the smell would kind of indicate like a fall fragrance. I think this would be perfect for fall, but at the same time you want something that's going to cut the air a little bit better than this as well. But indoors, you could probably pull it off. So I'll give it 6 out of 10. Uniqueness, 8 out of 10, especially for a designer, because I think you'd have to look at a lot of the niche fragrances to find something similar, and the price point would be 4 to 5 times higher than this price point. Very good. $20 on eBay should get you a 2.5 ounce bottle, no problem. So overall, I'm going to give this one 7 out of 10. Strong points for smell, strong points for uniqueness, but the projection longevity is so disappointing that it takes it down to a 7. But I would definitely recommend checking it out if you are into exotic, spicy florals. So that's my review. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys later.